the kind of photos that make you hungry, but really we're all food photographers these days, right? Some of us for a side business, most of us just for fun. So today we're helping you improve your food photos, sharing techniques you can use to document your favorite dish at your favorite restaurant, or even just at your own kitchen table. My next guest has 5 tricks to help you instantly take better food photos. Joining me is Brooke Lark, a professional food photographer and videographer, and the author of several cookbooks. She's also a diehard foodie, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, with a love for creating beautiful food shots, and we are so grateful that you have that passion because we are falling all over ourselves. Your work is amazing.
Well, thank you. It's so much fun, and I'm so delighted to share it because there are some secrets that really do make a difference.
And we don't expect to aspire to your level. I mean, I look at those photos and I just think, oh my goodness, do you ever surprise yourself with a beautiful shot? Like, I didn't know that artichoke could look so good.
Oh, that's a good question. I think I surprise myself with, like, there are so many iterations. You know, sometimes you're like, no, I'm never going to do better than that. And then you're like, oh no, there's always room for creativity and growth. So yeah.
But even the at-home, maybe food lover with an iPhone in their hands, they can even improve with these tricks you're going to share?
Yeah, in fact, these tricks are primarily for iPhone users because we all have them.
Yeah.
And we should all just take better pictures, you know? And so, but if you have a DSLR, they'll work for you as well.
All right, your first tip is to pick something pretty. How do you decide which food wins the Pretty Award?
Yes, well, I mean, you look at food and either it makes you excited or it doesn't. So I always say kind of start out with things that make you excited. If they have swirls, if they have color, if they have texture. Today we're going to be shooting waffles because they're just like way more fun than pancakes, you know? And so start with fun things and you'll get fun shots.
Is there a color that works best or better when you're photographing food in particular?
That's a good question. There is not a color, but I do recommend when you start shooting on food to shoot just on white. So white props, white plates, because then your food can be the color and you don't have to worry about clashing. Then the next thing would be kind of pick a color that coordinates. And so, you know, I actually print off a design color wheel and I'll say, okay, today I'm shooting orange waffles and what's next to it, you know, red and pink. So those will kind of become my color base. And that helps me kind of quiet the creative madness in my mind and pick colors that are corresponding.
So you're not matching the color or even doing a different tone of that color. You're looking next door in the color wheel and pulling a different color in altogether.
Yeah, and actually all of the design principles that work with design and color wheels work with food. So brown food, a lot of food is brown. If you plate it on blue, it's instantly beautiful because those are contrasting colors. And so again, opposite on the color wheel.
Right,
so,
right. Yep. You say to tell a story with your food.
Yes.
What do you mean by that? That sounds very artsy.
It's super artsy.
Story.
No, I mean, I think that so often, if you think about the last time that you want to take a picture, you pull out your camera because brunch has just showed up and you're surrounded by your girlfriends and you're just so like having this moment where you've had a great conversation and avocado toast, you know, and you take that picture and then you
kind of get us. Yeah, you're so one of us.
I mean, I never do it. And so I think you have that picture where you're like, it's not really about the picture. It's really about the feelings and the emotions. And food is story. It's family. It's your boyfriend. It's your lover. It's your breakfast when you finally get a day off of work. And so making sure that your picture represents some part of a story helps you decide which props will make sense in that story. Helps you decide how many plates do you need for that story. So, you know, waffles are nice, but waffles that a dad has made for his kid are even nicer.
Right.
So that's the story we're going to tell today.
I have a quote in my kitchen hanging up just above my stove that says, "Food is memories." Yes. And it is. It's part of our culture. It's part of our family traditions.
100%.
All of it. All of it.
Yep.
What tricks do you use, Brooke, to liven up food? You mentioned a lot of food's brown. That's not all that exciting.
Yes,
How can we make it a little happier?
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, 2 circles on a rectangle is what a table is. So it's kind of like blah rang. And so what we're going to do is, especially in food photography, that can get really stark. And so we're just going to throw some organic shapes in there, some leaves. We're going to put some splattered ingredients. We're going to take a bite. We're going to put a fork there like somebody just stood up. Again, that's part of the story, but it's also about just like softening up those stark circles of plate, table, square.
And what about lighting?
Okay, so great question. Lighting, everyone will tell you that photography is about lighting.
Yeah.
And so often we think, well, then I'll take my food outside where there's all the light, right? Your camera works where there's all the light.
Put the sun right on that waffle plate.
Yeah, exactly. But bright light is white light. And so when really white light hits your food, it washes it out. So you lose the colors, you lose the shape, and actually, you know, if anybody's ever over highlighted their pictures on Instagram, you'll see that like your food just washes out. So instead, the best place to shoot is actually inside.
Okay.
You have a window, and I actually cover my window with a $2 IKEA shower curtain.
Okay.
Just to diffuse that light. You can also throw up a piece of parchment, you can throw up a sheet.
But to make it softer.
Yes, and so you're trying to create like a diffused light, but you still want to shoot right where you see the glow. You know, sometimes you like look in a room and you can kind of see a little glowy spot. Set up right there and go, because that diffused light will make all of the difference. It helps you gather all the colors, it helps you gather all of the crevices and textures in your food, and it just makes it look amazing.
Can you show us? Can we pretend our kitchen is your photo studio?
Yes.
Okay. I'm already excited. Look at the backdrop you've got going.
Yes. So I've already done a little bit of the work. We've done 1, 2, and 3 for you. So we've picked the colors. We've picked a pretty, you know, I mean, fun, right?
Yes. Texture you talked about.
So fun. Yes. So we have a nice textured food. So I'm going to let you go ahead. I've got my phone.
Oh no. I mean, I was listening, but can I do this?
Yes, you can do it.
I'm standing next to
Okay, so we'll
Brooke
go.
Lark. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go through it. Number 1, we've got a pretty food. Number 2, we've got a color. So I've given you this is just a backdrop that's been painted pink.
You've just kind of stroked this, right?
Yeah, it's a total mess, and it's totally amazing. Number 3, we are going to tell a story. So we have maybe a dad's plate and a kid's plate.
Okay.
So set it up like you're like, oh, this is what this table is. Okay, good.
This is fun.
They're hanging out. Okay, now we're going to add some organic shapes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of nervous.
It's gorgeous. And actually, one of the things that makes a really beautiful picture is that it doesn't look just like a table. It has the things that would go on a table, but like, go crazy. Cluster. I like how you've clustered this. This is really great.
Okay, okay. And now?
Maybe they're sitting there and the mom has just put out some flowers.
You talked about
this
bites.
Is good.
Is
We're
this
adding.
good?
This is really looking nice.
Am I hired?
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Okay.
What else?
Do you want to throw in it's your picture. You do whatever you want.
Critique me, teacher-wise.
You're doing great. I'll complain when there's something to complain about.
You'll complain.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so then the last thing that I always say is don't take a shot until you look at it through your camera.
Okay.
So we are actually going to look and say it's pretty good. What I'm going to do though is I don't see these, so let's just throw these in here a little bit.
So you're just subtle edits?
Yeah, subtle edits. She did great, people. She did great.
That wasn't to qualify my work. That was just to say what you're seeing through the lens is a little different than what we're seeing with our eyes.
Yes, exactly. So I always set up within the rectangle of my camera. And there you go, lady. That's a pretty good shot. If I do say so myself.
I feel proud of that. Could you send that to me? Could you
I will send it to you.
Because you darn better believe that's going on my Instagram account.
Perfect.
Like, casual brunch with Brooke Lark today in the studio is what
Amazing.
I'm going to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where can we see more of your work?
You can find me at brookelark.com, and I actually have rounded up these tips and added 2 additional ones, so head on over.
Bonus. And you're always sharing, I know, photos and projects there.
Yes.
Just the inspiration, I think, is half of it.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Brooke, thank you.
Thank you.